Today, Ha Tien is a picturesque Vietnamese town nestled along the Gulf of Thailand. Yet few know that in the past, this name was once tied to a vast region. At the same time, this place was also one of the most vibrant economic centers in the region at that time. Having gone through many historical periods and several border divisions, between the territories of Vietnam and Cambodia today lies a region that spans both Indo-Chinese nations. This also means there are certain shared land areas. Ha Tien land was formerly under the administration of the Kingdom of the Temple and Tower. In recent years, this region has also witnessed decline. As vast Ha Tien region is becoming increasingly densely populated. So just how large is this area, and which Cambodian provinces does it belong to today? Join us in today, as briefly review some historical aspects of the Ha Tien region. The Ha Tien Duc, Tien Giang and Ca Mau provinces, along with Cambodia. At the end of the 17th century, the Ha Tien region was developed by Mac Cu, a flour merchant. Originally from Lezhou Prefecture, Guangdong Province, China, he migrated to Cambodia around 1680 after the fall of the Ming dynasty to the Qing dynasty. There, he used his wealth to purchase an official position and worked in Nam Bang, now the capital Phnom Penh. However, due to the unstable situation in Cambodia, Mac Kieu left Phnom Penh for the Sai Mat district in the Can Bot region, now Kampot province, Cambodia. There, he found a densely populated community of Vietnamese, Chinese, Khmer, and Cham people living together. With his sharp mind, he gathered scattered settlers, built fortifications, promoted land reclamation, and established 7 villages stretching along the coast all the way to present-day Ca Mau Cape. Dang Phu Quoc. However, its wealth also brought many calamities to Can Cao Quoc, as it was frequently raided by pirate gangs. Not only that, the country was also invaded multiple times by Siam and Cambodia. At this time in Dang Trong, the southern region of Vietnam, after Marshal Nguyen Hu Gun, the Chuang Co, had pacified the southern territories, the Nguyen lords established Gia Dinh Prefecture with the support of Chinese Ming loyalists such as Tran Thuong Xuyen and Duong Nan Dic. Mac Kieu realized that to survive, one must rely on a powerful force for protection. Cambodia was too chaotic, and Siam was always lurking to annex. Only the Nguyen lords could provide the strongest support. In 1708, Mac Kieu offered tribute and submitted to the Nguyen lords, after which he was granted the title Kieu Nak Hao and appointed as the commander-in-chief to govern the Can Cao region, later renamed Long Ho Din. From then on, Long Ho Din was under the protection of the Nguyen lords, ensuring great stability, and gradually became part of the Dang Trong territory. Through a series of events, such as submitting to, accepting, and then abandoning allegiance between Mac Kieu and the Cambodian royal court, followed by interactions between Mac Kieu and the Nguyen lords, it can be confirmed that from 1708 onward, this territory officially came under the administration of our country. Military forces to restore order. As a result, the integration of Ha Tien and its neighboring islands into the Nguyen lords. After Mac Kieu passed away in 1735, his son Mac Thien Tic succeeded him and was appointed by Lord Nguyen Phuc Chu as the Grand Military Governor. Long Ho Din was later renamed Tran Ha Tien. Under Mac Thien Tic's leadership, the development of the Ha Tien region as well as the entire southwest region continued to be vigorously promoted. In 1771, when the Tay Son Uprising rebelled against the Nguyen lords, Mac Thien Tic fled to Siam for refuge and died in 1780. During that time, Siamese forces occupied Ha Tien. By 1787, Nguyen Lord Phuc An recaptured Ha Tien from the Siamese and continued to entrust the descendants of the Mac family to govern the region. During the reign of Emperor Min Mang, he renamed the country Dai Nam and for the first time established a provincial-level administrative system. Ha Tien Tran was converted into Ha Tien Province, becoming one of the provinces of Cochin China at that time, alongside Gia Dinh, Bien Hoa, Din Tuong, Vin Long, and Ngiang. In 1834, the 15th year of Min Mang's reign, the Nguyen dynasty annexed the regions of Can Bot, Cambodia, and Hong Uc, Battambang, to establish the 2 prefectures of Quang Bien and Cai Bien, which included several districts. 2 years later, Nguyen Dynasty Grand Minister Trong Dang K established the Land Registry of Southern Vietnam, Nam Kỳ, in which Ha Chau district of Ha Tien province comprised 5 cantons: Ha Nguyen, Ha Ton, Nguyen Duc, Ton Di, and Phu Quoc, totaling 44 villages. The Ha Nguyen Canton corresponds to the present-day Cambodian province of Kampot. By 1837, the Nguyen dynasty continued its administrative reforms, converting Khai Bien Prefecture into a district and merging these districts into Quang Bien Prefecture under Ha Tien Province. During the same period, Emperor Minh Mang ordered the annexation of the entire Cambodian territory and established the Tran Tay Ton garrison. However, due to harsh governance policies that frequently sparked rebellions, the western citadel was constantly plagued by unrest. In 1841, Emperor Minh Mang passed away, and Emperor Thu Tri ascended to the throne as his successor. However, the harsh governance policies of the Hue court toward the Khmer people forced the residents of Quang Bien Prefecture to abandon their homeland and scatter in all directions. The governor of Ha Tien province at that time, Hoang Man Dat, submitted a petition to the king in the afternoon. Emperor Thu Tri saw that stationing troops and officials here to defend the land against invaders was ineffective, so he ordered all soldiers and mandarins stationed in Quang Bien Prefecture and neighboring districts to withdraw to Ha Tien province. Afterward, the Siamese and Chenla forces arrived in succession and occupied this region. From this point onward, the region of Quang Bien no longer belonged to Ha Tien province under the Nguyen dynasty. And it was not until the French colonists completed their conquest of Indochina and carried out the redemarcation of the land border that this area became part of Cambodia's territory. When at sea, all the islands between Cochinchina and Cambodia belonged to Vietnam's sovereignty. Currently, what is the status of the area west of Ha Tien that was once ceded to Cambodia? Vietnam and Cambodia have never had any sovereignty disputes over this area. The reality is that the Nguyen dynasty abandoned the western region of Ha Tien before the French launched their full-scale invasion of Indochina. After restoring peace, the two countries reached a mutual agreement. Through the signing of 7 documents, including the Basic Treaty, Supplementary Treaty, and Joint Declaration on the Land Border. The area of land near Ha Tien that the Nguyen dynasty once abandoned in the past covers approximately 7,147 square kilometers. The population here is more than 3 times that of Ho Chi Minh City. Currently, this area consists of 3 provinces located in the southern part of the country, namely Kampot, Kep, and Preah Sihanouk. Among them, Cambodia is the province with the largest area and population size. Currently, this province covers an area of approximately 4,873 square kilometers with a population of around 700,000 people. In second place is Preah Sihanouk province, with an area of 1,938 square kilometers and a population of approximately 311,000 people. Finally is Kep province, with an area of only 336 square kilometers, currently the smallest province in the country of Cambodia. The population here is quite small, only about 43,000 people. These 3 provinces are all located in Cambodia's coastal lowlands, so the terrain is fairly flat, with many beautiful and pristine beaches along the Thai coastline. For example, Independent Beach, Otras Beach, or Coconut Beach. Thanks to its unique geographical location adjacent to the Gulf of Thailand, this area not only has economic development potential but also plays a crucial role in terms of security and national defense. Cambodian provinces like Kep and Preah Sihanouk were receiving strong investment from the Cambodian government. Most of the funding for constructing key projects comes from China. These projects are expected to become a driving force for socio-economic development, connecting transportation networks and unlocking new development opportunities for each locality. In Cambodia's provinces, agriculture remains the dominant economic sector. But like Cambodia's Kampot pepper originating from the Campos region is also consistently regarded as one of the finest in the world. Currently, Campos pepper has been internationally trademarked in 32 countries worldwide. According to the Geneva Convention of the Lisbon Agreement on the Protection of Appellations of Origin and Geographical Indications. Besides pepper as the key product, durian, rubber, and Campos seaworms are also important commodities, making significant contributions to economic value. One of the largest provinces in the southern region of Cambodia. Over the years, the infrastructure system in Campos province has been comprehensively invested in, with development not only focused on the road network but also prioritizing upgrades to the inland waterway system. On land, due to its proximity to our country's Gyeongsang province, there is frequent interaction between the two sides. Maintain channels of cooperation and mutual support across various fields. Here, the construction of border gates between Cambodia and Vietnam plays a pivotal role. These border gates have contributed to fostering exchanges between the two sides while also creating favorable conditions for economic development in the border areas. Currently, Campos province has two main land border crossings, Brekach and Tornhorn. Among them, the Brekach International Border Gate in Kampong Trak District is the trade gateway connected to the Ha Tien International Border Gate. Previously, this place was also known as the Tarsier Border Gate in Gyeongsang Province. Generally, this border gate pair is considered a vital economic gateway for goods transportation activities. Similar to the trade activities between Campos Province and Gyeongsang Province in particular, as well as between Cambodia and Vietnam in general. Another promising project being implemented in this province is the Campos International Port. This area includes the multi-purpose seaport and the transport warehouse, located in Tik Chau district. Located about 12 kilometers from the center of Campos City and stretching along National Highway 3, this area covers a total of 600 hectares with an estimated investment of around $1.5 billion. With a depth of 15 meters, the port can accommodate ships with a capacity of up to 100,000 tons, playing a pivotal role in transporting agricultural products nationwide and exporting to international markets. This project is invested by Campos Logistic and Port Company, with the construction phase assigned to Shanghai Construction Group and China Road and Bridge Corporation. The Campos International Port is expected to be completed after 15 years of construction, with the progress divided into 3 phases. The first phase spans from 2022 to 2025, with an estimated budget of up to around $200 million. The port will have a handling capacity of 300,000 TEUs by 2025, increasing to 600,000 TEUs by 2030. This project is expected to generate approximately 10,000 direct and indirect jobs once operational. This seaport project generally has a scale and direction suitable for the current economic development needs and pace of Campos. When Campos Port officially becomes operational, it has the potential to deliver significantly greater benefits compared to Sihanouk Vinh Port. Since Campos is located near the capital Phnom Penh, it can reduce travel distance and save on transportation costs. Not to mention that Sihanouk Port is frequently congested, so the emergence of Campos Port would be a highly promising alternative for the land of pagodas. Next is Kep Province. This is not only the smallest but also one of the newest provinces in Cambodia. Previously, Kep was a centrally governed city, but according to the royal decree signed on December 22, 2008, the passage was merged from Da Nat Trang, a district of Campos Province, and converted into today's Kep Province. Additionally, Kep is one of Cambodia's 2 coastal provinces that do not share a land border with neighboring countries, the other being Praia Sihanouk. Back in the day, Kep used to be a favorite spot for backpackers, largely because they weren't too picky about the facilities. I simply love the untouched scenery here, while also feeling comfortable using services, from lodging to dining, at affordable prices provided by the locals. However, the current number of tourists is still not enough to unlock the potential of this coastal city. Many coastal resorts have rapidly deteriorated and fallen into ruin due to years of neglect and lack of maintenance. Until becoming one of Cambodia. And this is completely different from the previous spontaneous activities, with the core goal of turning the marine economy into a driving force for sustainable development in Kep Province. And the primary focus is to maximize tourism potential, thereby developing it into an internationally recognized eco-tourism destination. Over the years, Cambodia has continuously mobilized and called upon both domestic and international investors, driving a series of prominent projects across the country. In the overall tourism development plan for Kep during the 2023 to 2025 period, many long-term development strategies have been implemented. The passage somewhat reflects the relentless efforts of the officials in the land of the temples. Some notable projects include the construction of new facilities such as golf courses, marinas, and amusement parks. At the same time, it is necessary to upgrade existing facilities such as hotels and renovate the landscapes at beaches. To expand team building activities and host wedding receptions at this venue. At the same time, the offshore islands of Kep province also welcomed a wave of large-scale investment. This further proves that private enterprises have recognized the immense potential of this region to develop sustainable marine and island tourism activities in the future. A prime example is the Tri-Fib Group, which invested $130 million in the Koh Than Zay Island redevelopment project. Also known as Rabbit Island, this place has become one of the most attractive tourist destinations in the Gulf of Thailand. With modern resorts and hotels, especially the Cap Trail project connecting Koh Than Zay to nearby islands. Salmon App Company also invested $18.2 million in tourism development across 3 nearby islands, Koh Svay, Koh Motet, and Koh Kok. Finally, there is Phra Sihanouk province. Currently, most of Cambodia's infrastructure stems from large-scale Chinese investments. However, if we must name a specific locality that is most profoundly influenced by China, it would be Phra Sihanouk province. Because Sha Tin is the city of Sihanoukville. Currently, this is a key economic hub and also serves as Cambodia's gateway for trade, thanks to its modern seaport system. The city has also benefited greatly from China's Belt and Road Initiative. Previously, Sihanoukville's outdated infrastructure could not keep up with its rapidly growing population. The roads in this city have severely deteriorated, and traffic jams occur frequently. Not to mention the lack of clean water and frequent power outages. Thanks to financial support from China, the Cambodian government has accelerated infrastructure development in recent years. Currently, Sihanoukville has 34 main paved roads and a highway connecting to the capital Phnom Penh, which has been in operation since 2002. This is Cambodia's first expressway, significantly reducing travel time between the two cities from 6 hours to just 2.5 hours. It seems Sihanouk Vin was unable to adapt quickly enough to China's rapid changes. And this place has quickly turned into a complex gambling paradise over the years. In 2021, the Cambodian government launched a new strategic project in this city called Rim City. This is an ambitious Cambodian project, on a large scale, aimed at transforming an area of approximately 834 hectares into new land. To become a livable blue coastal city, fully equipped with smart and modern amenities. With plans to turn this place into a tourism and commercial hub while also serving as a residential area for approximately 130,000 people. This project is expected to cost approximately $16 billion, equivalent to 60% of Cambodia's GDP in 2021. With a massive budget, the government of this country hopes Rim City will become a miniature version of Singapore. From there, it will create momentum to drive growth for Sihanoukville in particular and Cambodia as a whole. Additionally, the government of this country is also constructing more power plants to meet the energy demand of Sihanoukville City. On December 16, 2022, Wadian Sihanouk Vin Thermal Power Company. Under the China Wadian Corporation, the project has officially commenced operations. The HSPGC coal-fired power plant is the largest-scale power plant in Cambodia. This project consists of 2 units, with a total installed capacity of 700 megawatts. It can be affirmed that the operation of the HSPGC power plant holds significant importance not only in enhancing the power supply has not only improved in Phra Sihanouk province but has also contributed to enhancing Cambodia's infrastructure. From the developments in Kep and Phra Sihanouk provinces, it is evident that the Cambodian government is clearly demonstrating determined to turn these 2 provinces into world-class tourist destinations along the Gulf of Thailand. However, many still believe that things are not that simple. The upgrade of Kep and Phra Sihanouk into 2 provinces is not just a routine administrative decision but also carries deep strategic intentions and hidden agendas. As you all know, Vietnam and Cambodia are neighboring countries with adjacent maritime areas. The sea area between the two countries has over 150 large and small islands, divided into 7 clusters along with several isolated islands. Previously, the Republic of Vietnam occupied several islands belonging to Cambodia's sovereignty. All of these islands belong to Vietnam's sovereignty, affirmed both legally and historically from the early 18th century until 1939. Currently, these islands, notably Co Tron, Co Ang, Co Tom, Co Zay, and Polo Y. These 2 coastal provinces are both under the administration of Kep and Praia Sihanouk and do not share a land border with Vietnam. Generally, all islands within the historical maritime area under Cambodia's administration are allocated to these 2 provinces. Cambodia is a country that shares a border with Vietnam, but this province is completely geographically separated. This suggests that Cambodian authorities appear to want to turn these islands into an inseparable part of their territory. To prove that these areas are not within the disputed zone between Vietnam and Cambodia, given that currently the 2 countries have only delineated sovereignty over the islands, while the historic waters surrounding these islands continue to be shared under previous customary arrangements. China's disguised military bases in the Gulf of Thailand. In recent years, Cambodia has consistently been among the Southeast Asian countries attracting the largest investment capital from China. In reality, China is seen as a generous investor, willing to pour capital into key infrastructure projects that Cambodia urgently needs, such as high-speed train or airport construction projects. However, alongside the benefits, these investments also bring the downside of exploiting local workers with meager wages. Chinese companies often prioritize hiring personnel from China over local workers when investing. In addition to the social repercussions, investments from the billion-population nation also negatively impact the environment, even posing potentially more serious risks. This could plunge Cambodia into a cycle of mounting debt. However, it doesn't stop there. People also vaguely notice China constructing and expanding certain projects. It most likely serves another purpose, as there is ample evidence to suggest so. They are not only aimed at economic development goals, but also serve military activities. In other words, this serves Beijing's strategy in the Gulf of Thailand, a part of the South China Sea. Strategically located, this area borders the Gulf of Thailand and is close to major international shipping routes such as Bangkok, Sihanoukville, Ho Chi Minh City, and Hong Kong. The 3 provinces of Kampot, Praia Sihanouk, and Kep are becoming significantly attractive destinations. To this day, these remain the key localities with Cambodia's access routes to the sea, playing a vital role in both the economic and military aspects of the Land of the Temples. More notably, they can contribute to China's strategic interests and long-term vision in the region. Recently, Rim Military Port has emerged as one of the most notable projects in Praia Sihanouk province. Beijing's presence is unmistakable. On June 8, 2022, General Xi Bang, Cambodia's Minister of National Defense, held an important meeting with the Chinese ambassador to Cambodia. Phua Van Thien attended the groundbreaking ceremony for the renovation of Rim Port, a project invested in by China. The passage includes activities such as upgrading and expanding the facility, including a floating dock for ship repairs, along with the extension of the port. Constructing hospitals, residential areas, providing military equipment support, and repairing 8 warships for Cambodia. The renovation is expected to enable the port to accommodate ships with a capacity of up to 5,000 tons. The capacity will be significantly higher than the current 1,000 tons. The project was bid on and implemented by the Chinese metallurgical conglomerate. China assesses that this project will contribute to strengthening the enduring friendship between the 2 countries, while also supporting the modernization of Cambodia's naval forces. Beijing asserts that the project is not targeted at any third party and will contribute to easing tensions and international issues. Conversely, the U.S. has repeatedly accused Beijing of going beyond merely funding infrastructure construction. Not only that, but they also want to deploy military forces in Rim and plan to build a military base at this location. However, both Beijing and Phnom Penh denied the above information. Overall, Rim Port is just one of countless strategic projects China is investing in and building in Cambodia. In recent years, Beijing has continuously expanded infrastructure and intensified militarization activities in the Spratly and Paracel Islands, under Vietnam's sovereignty but currently illegally occupied by China. Notably, the system of fortifications that this country is building on artificial islands such as Subi, Mischief, and Fiery Cross, capable of operating both multi-role fighter jets and heavy bombers, located near vital maritime routes, including the Malacca Strait, the key connecting midpoint between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. The Ream military port is being dredged and expanded to accommodate the demand for hosting large warships. At the same time, this area will be upgraded with additional maintenance facilities, a new runway, and a modern dock. Thus, this could be the first port of call for the Chinese naval vessel after leaving the South China Sea. Owning the Ream base also enables this country to effectively coordinate with existing military facilities in the Spratly and Paracel Islands, to establish a system of bases stretching from Hainan Island to the vicinity of the Indian Ocean waters. This network is capable of supporting various types of Chinese aircraft and warships. And the warships are further bolstered by the missiles Beijing has deployed across these two archipelagos. Another project that has stirred no less public attention is the Phunam Canal, which is currently being actively studied and constructed by the Cambodian government. The project is expected to commence construction in 2024. This project will commence construction at the Ta Keo Canal on the Mekong River, approximately 30 kilometers downstream from the capital city of Phnom Penh. After that, the river flows through the Ta Wek and Ta Hin channels of the Ba Sac River system, then heads straight toward the sea, passing through the provinces of Ca Dan and Ta Keo. Cambodia, with the final stop being Kep Province, which lies along the Gulf of Thailand. Approximately 1.6 million people are living along this waterway route. The Phunam Canal will be approximately 180 kilometers long and 5.4 meters deep, allowing vessels to navigate safely at the same time. Along this waterway, plans include constructing an additional 3 sluice gates, 11 bridges, and 208 kilometers of roads on both banks. The Phunam Island Channel is expected to be completed after 4 years of construction, with an estimated total investment of approximately $1.7 billion. If implemented exactly as planned, this canal will open into the Gulf of Thailand and be located very close to the city of Ha Tien as well as Phu Quoc Island. These are all key cities, holding significant importance in both the political and economic aspects of the country. Additionally, this also helps shorten the travel distance for Cambodian vessels compared to before, eliminating the need to detour through our country's territory. The canal gate in the Gulf of Thailand, located only about 31 kilometers from Kampot Port, could become an ideal transshipment point for goods moving between inland and international destinations, and vice versa. Second, against the backdrop of escalating tensions between Vietnam and China over the South China Sea dispute, China's presence in this strategic island channel further complicates the situation. This could pose a serious threat to the southwestern waters of our country, while also leading to more unpredictable developments than before. They could even use it to divert the flow of the Mekong River. With this presence, Beijing not only gains the opportunity to participate in oil and gas exploration in the Gulf of Thailand but can also limit U.S. intervention in this resource-rich region. This area previously belonged to Ha Tien, but it is currently under Cambodia's administration. Hello everyone, see you in the upcoming videos.